All right, here we are again. It's another day of the noon whistle, and I have Karl Sorvik with me here today he's the director of the City of Elkhorn Park and Recreation. We're missing Chris. He had some well-deserved time off, so we'll miss him today, but Karl and I will take it from here. So here
Thanks
we
for
go.
having me.
What are we talking about today?
Well, everything rec. I think that's it's the busiest time of year. A lot of stuff going on. I'd love to be able to talk about anything with the recreation department. And obviously, this is our first official week of summer, and everything's starting all at once. But that doesn't mean we have future stuff in the summer to talk about too. So
yeah, you get busy this time of year, don't you?
yes, yeah. So Sunset Pool is fully operational. We have 70 plus seasonal employees. That's between concessions, lifeguards. We run a Sunset Camp program that runs 11 weeks of the summer. So just a lot happening all at once, and this kind of last week or so was the final steps with staff training, and now we're officially into summer, not including baseball and softball and t-ball and coach pitch and everything like that.
How many people do you need as staff a day for the pool?
Yeah, so that's a good question. So we shoot for 12 guards a day. It's a mix of people that work full time, 8 hours, and then like 4 to 5 hour shifts. And then you have roughly 4 5 concession staff and then a manager too. So, adding that up, like 18 to 20 per day. That doesn't mean they're all there all at once,
right.
But that's just the management of the pool. Because on our busy days, you'll see 6 lifeguards out on stand, and then, with Wisconsin laws and everything, we have to have breaks and everything associated with lifeguards. So.
And then what are the pool hours? Are you open every day of the week?
Yeah, so every day of the week. So we're open 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. And then we stay open late on Friday nights till 8 p.m. And then we do private pool parties on Saturdays. That's reservation based, so you have to reserve it through the rec department. But yeah, so the easiest way to answer is 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. every day, and then 8 p.m. on Fridays. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of hours.
Yeah, a lot of hours, and then that's not including like any aqua fitness classes that we have. We have some new ones that we're offering this year, and then we also do swim lessons on in the mornings 2 days a week, and in the evenings 2 days a week as well. That will be starting next week. So.
And it's heated, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Heated pool. Yeah, for sure. It is heated.
So cold nights don't matter so much.
Yeah, not so much. Yeah. So we'll try to, obviously, it's getting warmer as the summer goes on, but once we get in like the next two or 3 weeks, it'll be constantly above that 80-degree temperature. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
And while that stuff's all going on at the pool, there's a lot of other things going on at the rec center, right?
Yes. Yeah, for sure. So we do our biggest program outside of the pool is probably the Sunset Camp program that runs 11 weeks, and then 4 of the weeks actually lines up with the Elkhorn Summer School program. So we take care of like the 12 to 5:30 time frame, and then so that started this week, our first official week, and then come next week when summer school starts, we offer like rookie sports, toddler time. We do some arts in the park. Those kind of programs to provide like something for the younger kiddos, because
Sure.
we're really kind of grade based for the Sunset Camp program. But yeah, that's a 65 kid program every single week. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you have to have staff for that then too, on top
Yes.
of all the lifeguards.
Yes. Yeah. So you're looking at probably like 10 to 12 staff a day. And again, that doesn't mean they're there the entire day, but we also have, starting this week, we actually have our coach pitch and t-ball programs that take place in the evenings, and those programs often utilize some of those staff as well. So it's kind of a whole gamut of lots of things going on all at once with lots of staff, and it's the hardest thing is to find the staff that can work it. But then once we get going, the staff, like, we owe a lot to them. They're working a lot, and they're doing a lot for us, and making programs and lasting memories for the community. So
but you haven't even talked about umpires for all these baseball, softball games,
yeah.
or volunteer coaches for
Yeah.
all the games, or
Yeah.
all those other moving
Yeah.
parts. You must have a couple people. I know you're the director, and you do some amazing things, but there must be some other people in your office that help out quite a bit.
No, for sure. Yeah, definitely not I wouldn't be able to do my job without them. But yeah, Rachel Richter, she's our office assistant. So anything that you see on social media, there's a good chance that if you signed up over the phone for a program, that Rachel's probably the one that took that registration. Maddie Williams, our recreation supervisor, she's full-time with us. She does everything from the aquatic side of things, finding umpires, scheduling the games, finding the volunteer coaches, communicating with all them. And that's just like one piece of the pie. And then as the weeks go on, the roles kind of change, the programs kind of change, and try to get, get the community more involved, let them know what's
Yeah.
going on. So it's kind of, right now it's like an umpire hat for Maddie, but then it'll turn into other hats as we get through the summer, just to be able to offer all those programs to the community
Sure.
too.
Is this Maddie's first or second summer?
So yeah, so this is her, so it's been a year for her in May, so this is going to be her first or her second summer. But it was important that she has that first year of experience going into the summer. So she's done some pretty awesome things for us in making the programs better. So I definitely appreciate the fact that she's been here for a year and now she can kind of tailor things because she has a lot of rec experience prior to coming to Elkhorn too.
Yeah, yeah. And you use the rec center room quite a bit. I know we're pretty thankful at the school that our volunteers come every Friday during the school year and do the snack in a pack for snacks for kids that need some stuff over the weekend. And you also have adult learning that goes on in there, adult fitness classes and things like that, correct?
Yeah, so we have our ballroom dance program that's on Tuesday nights. Our line dancing program, I believe they're taking off some weeks in the summer, but that's one of our most popular programs. That's on Wednesday nights. And then we do our before and after school program out of there in the fall. This will be our second year offering that program, so that'll be used AM and PM. Yeah, but the rec center also serves as a community space, and if someone wants to rent it, and if it's available, people do like baby showers and birthday parties and family reunions, that kind of thing too. So
we've talked about all this stuff in the rec center and the pool, and that people can reserve the pool for private events if it's available. And they can also reserve the Lion's Den, which is right next to the pool, right?
Yes.
Which is a shelter.
Yep. Yeah. So you can reserve the shelter, and that's basically, we do one reservation per day. Saturday and Sundays, we typically is when people can reserve it. So the other parks that we do that with are Bay Men Park, Lion's Den, and then we have a Harris Park as well, but that's not as utilized just because Lion's Den is right next to the pool and Bay Men Park is right next to the lake. And that's a newer shelter that has been getting a lot of use throughout the last couple of years too.
So how do I find out if I want to find out about programs, signing up my son or daughter, renting a shelter, a pool, going to the pool, what adult classes are offered?
Yeah.
What do I do? How do I find that out?
So multiple ways. The main way is the summer guide. These are at any city facility, at the rec center, at the pool. All the questions that you just answered will be you can get all the information that you have in there. We do have a pretty big Facebook on Elkhorn Rec Department page. We also have a Sunset Pool page that we utilize just because it helps to try and get the word out about that. But the best place to look for us is we have the city website you can utilize. We have our phone number and contact information on all the activity guides. Obviously, if you search us on Google, you could find that information as well. But yeah, we do utilize our social media platform a lot. Anyone that signed up for a program in the past, we have an email blast system that we utilize as well. So yeah, we try to be multifaceted in terms of like paper products that we send to the schools, or we'll mail things out, or we try to do social media blasts and just have word of mouth travels pretty well too.
Can I see this real quick?
Yes.
So if you guys haven't seen this, go pick one up. It's worth it. There's an amazing amount of things going on in here, right down to fireworks and city events and things like that going on. Pick it up, check it out.
Yeah, and if I can too. So for
We're
those that
plug the fireworks now?
Yes, I am. Thank you for segue. So for those that aren't aware, so the City of Elkhorn fireworks take place always the Friday before the 4th. So this year, just the way it landed is on Friday, June 27th in Sunset Park. So you'll have the Holton Band, we'll have the food vendors out of the Lion's Den. The pool stays open until 8 o'clock at night. But yeah, so it's a little bit earlier than in years past, but yeah, it'll be a great event. And it was great last year. I know we had to deal with the rain and moving the date, but yeah, we're very excited to, offer that to the community as well. So make sure you guys reserve your spots in Sunset Park for the fireworks.
Holton Band Shell. So there's some concerts going on there too.
Yes.
Throughout the summer.
Yeah, for sure. So we have the Holton
Is
Band.
that in the book?
Of course. That's right.
Everything's in the book.
On page 6. Yeah.
Get your book.
Yeah, get your book. So we have the Holton Band, which has been a long time legacy of the band shell. So they'll be on Friday nights. So the first one is actually June 13th, and then they'll do some repeated Fridays. And in addition to that is the Star Spangled Celebration with the fireworks are on June 27th. We are still working on additional concerts that will take place in like July and August. That'll be kind of one-time concerts, not a recurring series. Maybe you'll see some movies in the park out there and everything like that as well. But yeah, the band shell is unique because it will be 100 years old next year in 2026. So that's something to be excited about, and it's been a kind of a legacy in our community, and
Yeah.
we're trying to work on preserving that legacy.
Did I hear it's on the historic registry now? Is that true?
Yeah. So prior to February, big shout out to Katie James, community grant writer. Prior to February, it was on for local significance, and we got passed and approved through the Wisconsin Historical Society for state significance. So
Okay.
we have a one-of-a-kind bandshell right in Elkhorn, which is really unique to say and something that we should be proud of. So yeah, we've actually created like a bandshell ad hoc committee that will look into what this future of the bandshell looks like, whether that's events or just renovations or kind of preserving the structure too. So more information about that as we get closer to that. But yeah, we're looking forward to trying to preserve this thing for years to come, and just trying to make the public more aware of the state significance and why it is significant.
So as time goes on, if someone was interested or had a passion for music or the bandshell or history or just wanted to help, is there going to be opportunities coming up for someone, or who would they get a hold of? If they're like, hey, I would love to help out, or I would love to be a part of a committee of the ad hoc committee or something like that.
Yeah, so they would reach out to the Elkhorn Recreation Department or myself, and then I would try to get all the information they have. But yeah, we are looking for people that have a fun story about the bandshell or have the desire to preserve and just be able to have this being a lasting legacy for the next 100 years. So yeah, so we're officially kind of in the point of trying to figure out a direction, and we hope to have some information come fall. So
I think that's really important. I think it's really important to keep that and that legacy and that tradition of Elkhorn, and it is a one of a kind, right? I mean, there are a lot of bandshells out there, and there's maybe not one that's similar to ours or the structure or acoustics of ours.
Yeah, no, it is really unique. So the way that it was designed, it does amplify sound like no other bandshell. It's because we have that wooden hollow interior of the shell that's kind of like a shell structure in a way, and then that amplifies the sound regardless of where you're sitting. So it's really unique in terms of the design of it. The fact that we still have this thing in Elkhorn is unique. And the other fun little tidbit is that this was its second home. Its first home was actually it was built in 1926, and it was at Veterans Park downtown. And then in 1962, it actually got moved to Sunset Park. So a lot of people don't know that. They've always seen it as being in Sunset Park. So it's kind of got this cool storyline. As I've been here for 6 years now, and I've learned something more every day about this bandshell. So that's been one fun part that I wasn't expecting.
Well, we've talked about Sunset Park a lot, and that's kind of the grand jewel, right? Yeah. That's the premier park, I guess, what people would say. But there's a lot of other parks in town as well. You got Tash Park that offers basketball and recreating, right? A playground.
Yep. So yeah, we have the playground over at Tash Park. We have the basketball court, which if you live around Tash Park, that basketball court's heavily utilized. So that's really exciting. And then we also use that as a t-ball field. There's a small t-ball field there that we'll use that on dates as well when we're not using Sunset Park or Sunset Park is full. We have Babe Man Park with the lake and the shelter over there now.
The new shelter. Which is really nice.
Yes, it is really nice. Yeah,
and it offers a kitchen.
Yes.
Bathroom, heated bathrooms.
Yes. Yep.
And then like a overhang shelter area. Am I correct on that?
Yeah, for sure. So for those that are familiar with the Lions Den, the overhang part, the covered area, Babe Man Park is much greater than that. So that's been very, very unique in the sense we have a lot of people wanting to rent it and everything. And also we've been trying to do more programs out there to try to utilize the shelter more. But yeah, in terms of the shelter reservation space, you do get access to the concession stand. And you can serve your food out of there, or just have a safe place to stay away from the bugs and who knows what other nature's things are out there when you're serving for your party. So yeah, it's been an awesome shelter to have. It's been very utilized. I know a lot of people are appreciative of it, especially being by the beautiful Elkhorn Lake there too.
Yeah. Can I kayak if I bring my kayak out to Elkhorn Lake?
Yes, you can. And then there's actually a kayak launch as well.
Okay.
Right when you pull into the parking lot, that you can put in safely, get your kayak in as well. So it's a great lake for that kind of stuff. I know people partake in the fishing a lot. There's actually pretty big fish in there, is what I've been told. So yeah, it's really kind of a sneaky park.
Is that like a fish story, or is that real? I caught one like this big kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, yeah. No, I've never been fishing, but I've heard stories for sure.
All right.
Yeah, it's really unique. So
Is there a path around Elkhorn Lake?
yes, there is. It's just under a mile, so not quite a mile, but it's a gravel walking path that goes all the way around. I know a lot of businesses around there will utilize that path for people taking lunch and everything like that. It is really unique. There's a lot of, obviously a lot of people walking around the path, utilizing it as kayak and everything. I know that there's a sailboat club that uses it as well. So there's a lot of different usage for that park, which is really
Are
exciting.
they still doing the water ski show?
Yes, yep, they do.
Yeah. When do they do that?
I do not know if it's in this guide, but
It's got to be. Everything's in there.
yes. Yeah, but they do like 2 water ski shows a year. They also utilize that for practice as well. So that's also up on our city website for the water ski shows, and that is shared with the public that way as well. So yeah.
Well, there's a lot going on,
Yeah.
and certainly in our 15 minutes here, 20 minutes here, we can't cover it all, and you've nailed it. But I would encourage people, pick up a guide, call the rec department, look on the website, look on Facebook, because there's a lot going on. There's a lot to do. There's a lot to get involved with, or to just go watch, or to take part in, and don't miss out. Yeah, don't let the summer go by before you take part of some of the amazing things that the Park and Rec Department has going on this summer.
Yeah.
And is there anything else we need to hit? Because we kept you going pretty good here.
Well, Sunset Pool turns 10 this year, so it's 10 years old, built in 2015. We're going to do a little birthday celebration at the pool, along with some other events. For those, any fathers and mothers, we're trying to recognize you for Father's Day, Mother's Day, June 15th, June 22nd. So make sure to look at our city website for that. So yeah, we're excited to offer programs to the community and celebrate the 10th birthday for the pool.
Well, congrats to you too. You and your staff do a great job. You offer a lot of things. You're a great partner of the school district and the community. And we're thankful for you and all the things you do. But I think we're out of time, Karl.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. Well, thanks for stopping by and taking some time with us. And here we go. We're going to wrap it up here. Thank you. And we will see you guys.